Hey there! If you're a retiree here in Georgia, I know that dealing with taxes can sometimes feel like a real headache. But guess what? It really doesn't have to be. Today, we're going to break down the 5 most important tax forms you'll encounter and hopefully make your filing season a whole lot smoother.
You know that feeling when tax season rolls around? You've got paperwork from Social Security, maybe a pension, your 401k. It can get overwhelming fast. If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are not alone. But here's the good news. Once you understand a few key forms, the whole process gets so much simpler.
So that's exactly what we're going to do right now. We're going to walk through the 5 essential tax forms one by one. By the time we're done, you'll have a crystal clear roadmap for tax season. So let's dive in and get started.
Okay, let's start with the big ones, the federal forms. These are the foundation for every single taxpayer in the U.S., so getting a handle on these is always step 1, even for us here in Georgia.
All right, this is the one everybody knows, Form 1040. You can think of it as the main hub for your federal taxes. All the other forms and numbers we're about to talk about, eventually they all find their way onto this one single document.
So, who actually needs to file this thing? Well, pretty much any retiree who has taxable income. If your total income, and that includes some of your Social Security, goes over a certain limit set by the feds, you'll be filing a 1040. Same goes if you're enjoying retirement but still working part-time.
Now, the great thing about the 1040 is that it pulls everything together neatly in one place. But let's be real, the downside is that it can get complicated, and you might need to attach some extra forms, which they call schedules. The trick is to see those extra forms not as a pain, but as the pieces you need to build a really accurate tax return.
Okay, next up is a form you're probably going to see pop up in your mailbox, the 1099-R. Anytime you take money out of a 401k, an IRA, or a pension, the company that manages that account sends you one of these. It's basically the official receipt of your withdrawal for the year. So, bottom line, if you've started taking money out of your retirement savings, you've got to be on the lookout for this form in the mail. And this is interesting. You'll also get one even if you just moved money, like in a rollover from a 401k to an IRA. That still has to be reported.
What's really helpful about the 1099-R is how clear it is. It literally breaks down what part of your withdrawal is taxable and what part isn't. But, and this is a big but, you have to be careful about how much you withdraw at once. Taking out a big lump sum could easily bump you up into a higher federal tax bracket for that year.
All right, let's talk Social Security. Every single year, the Social Security Administration mails you a form called the SSA 109. It's a really simple statement that just shows the total amount of benefits you received all year. You'll need this number when you fill out your Form 1040.
Yep, if you get Social Security, you're getting one of these, no question. You absolutely need it when you file, especially if you have other income coming in, because that's the combo that determines if any of your Social Security benefits are taxable on the federal level.
And here's where being a Georgian is just fantastic for retirees. While the federal government might tax a portion of your Social Security, the state of Georgia doesn't touch it. Not a dime. It is completely state tax-free here, which is a massive advantage we're going to talk more about in just a minute.
All right, we've knocked out the federal stuff. Now let's get to the good part, the forms that are specific to us right here in the Peach State. This is where you can really find some serious savings.
So this is Georgia's Form 500. You can think of it as our state's version of the federal 1040. You'll use your federal income as a starting point, but this form is where you get to apply all the awesome tax breaks Georgia offers to its retirees.
So if you got taxable income from, say, a pension or an IRA, you're definitely filing this. But here's the most important part. If you want to claim Georgia's very generous retirement income exclusion, and believe me, you do, this is the form you'll need to do it.
And this right here, this is the secret weapon. It's called Schedule 1. Think of this little form as the special tool designed specifically to lower your Georgia tax bill. It attaches right to your Form 500, and it's where the magic happens.
So who gets to use this amazing form? Well, you have to be at least 62 years old and have retirement income. And look how broad that is. It's not just pensions and IRAs. It even covers things like interest, dividends, and capital gains. It's a truly fantastic benefit for us Georgia residents.
Okay, we've waded through the paperwork. Now it's time for the payoff. Let's really dig into what this all means for your bank account. This is what we call the Georgia Advantage, and trust me, it's a big deal.
So what exactly is this Georgia Advantage I keep talking about? It all comes down to one magic number, $65,000. If you're 65 or older, Georgia lets you exclude up to $65,000 of your retirement income from state taxes, and that's per person. So a married couple could potentially exclude up to $130,000. That's huge.
And just when you thought it couldn't get any better, remember what we said about Social Security? Georgia does not tax it at all. That income is all yours, completely free and clear of any state income tax. That is a massive benefit that you just don't find in a lot of other states.
Look, we know navigating all these forms and exclusions can feel, well, pretty overwhelming. It's a lot to keep track of, and that's exactly why we specialize in creating strategies that are designed to help reduce that tax burden and make sense of it all.
Now, once you've got the basics down, there are even smarter ways to save on taxes. We're talking about going beyond just filling out the forms. This involves looking at strategies like using annuities for tax-deferred growth, life insurance for tax-free benefits, or even Roth IRA conversions to lower your future tax bills.
Look, if you want to dive deeper into these kinds of strategies and see what could work for your unique situation, we would love to talk. You can check us out online at Georgia Safe Retirement Planners, or just give us a call for a free consultation at 470-888-7233. At the end of the day, the big takeaway is this. Georgia has some seriously powerful advantages for retirees, but you have to know which forms to use to claim them. We really hope this little roadmap helps you feel more confident this tax season. And hey, if you found this helpful, do us a favor and hit that like and subscribe button for more retirement tips. Thanks for hanging out with us.